Hey guys, welcome to Entertainment Talk Nation. This is Rob. This video, we're going to rewind review Rodan. Yes, Rodan is confirmed for this video. So, another one of the Toho's classic monster movies. I thought it was really good. Definitely followed the theme of the whole nuclear power or nuclear testing in terms of this movie, much like Godzilla. And it was interesting, you know, I'm watching the movie, and one of the things that I thought was really cool that I didn't even think of, because I hadn't seen Rodan in a very long time, that the Megaguirus, the original, you know, larvae or the first stage of the Megaguirus monster was in this movie. And played actually a pretty big role in terms of what it did and what its purpose was. On one end, it was used to feed the pterodon Rodan, as well as also used to massacre any humans that entered the mine. So I thought that was cool. I thought that was a really, really cool thing. That's not something that I even thought of because, like I said, I hadn't seen the movie in a long time. You know, I think that this movie was a lot similar to Godzilla, but the difference is it wasn't, to me, it wasn't as terrifying, or, you know, it wasn't as scary, but it had the same kind of format. You don't see Rodan for a long time into the movie. You get hints of him. He proves to be very destructive. I thought it tried to do the same thing Godzilla did. I mean, there was some pretty, I would think for that time it came out, some pretty graphic scenes. The first worker in the mine that got, you know, killed by the I think it's Megaluna or Megaguirus. I know it's the first stage of Megaguirus. That's all I know. And so that was interesting, because that was pretty, like, wow, that was pretty graphic that they showed that. Also, the sheer power of Rodan when he flew by, I think in this movie was definitely more intense than it had been in prior movies, because you see in this movie the effect it has on people who are in the path. For example, the couple that was walking about and Rodan flew by, and next thing you know, all you see is the camera and a pair of shoes, obviously giving the impression that they've been swept away by the large monsters, sonic boom and wind gusts from flying by. You know, the other thing too is, and this is a downer of this movie, very similar to what happened with Godzilla Raids Again. You get English voiceover actors who are speaking for the Japanese actor in a very, very bad attempt to do an Asian accent. And obviously that stopped after a while. I'm not sure if it was because of people complaining or it being a whole racial profiling thing, but later on in other Godzilla movies and stuff, that didn't happen anymore. Basically, they started subbing over the Japanese actors with just their regular voices. So, but I found it funny that I saw the same thing. It was the same format, narration by an English actor doing a horrible Asian accent, and you know, it was bad. That was bad. That's one thing I didn't like. So, but, you know, the tone of the movie, like I said, very, very similar to Godzilla. You don't see Rodan too far in. When he does show up, it's very destructive. And then you get two of them. So that just kind of messes everything up. You know, I like the way they portrayed the monster as more, very similar to Godzilla 2014, although maybe, obviously, in reverse. Godzilla 2014 came out later. But what I'm trying to say is that they were portrayed as an animal, not necessarily a monster wanting to come out and just destroy everything. They were just doing what they normally do as an animal in its habitat. You know, go out, look for food, feed their young, feed themselves, and have a relationship amongst each other, you know, in terms of mating and stuff like that. Not that we saw that, I'm just saying in general, elaborating on the whole animal thing. And obviously, because there was two of them, and because of the potential of breeding more, and because of the destruction they caused, then obviously the humans felt they had to take action. you know, using military force against kaijus and monsters is always something that's just null and void. You shouldn't even try it anymore. But especially in this movie, because you have these jets trying to fly, and not only are the Rodans faster, and I say Rodans because that's how they're referred to. Even though we refer to Rodan, the creature, as Rodan, Rodan is the title giving to the species. So there are essentially two Rodans, and they're just, you know, called pterodons. So the military using the Air Force is pretty much moot because the weapons don't affect them, and they just can outfly them. And they can easily turn around and just cut through one, which is what Rodan did in the early part of the movie when they were teasing his appearance. But, you know, I thought it was a solid movie. It was actually, it did really well here in the States because of the promotion that it got on NBC and other bigger networks that normally wouldn't promote a movie like this. But it did very well here. It did very well. The other thing I didn't like about the movie was that in the American version, they remove Akira's soundtrack completely. His soundtrack is in the Japanese one, but it's not in the English one, which I thought was horrible. I thought that was bad. So that's two very bad things that I feel America did with this movie. They took out Akira's music from the movie and their accents when they're talking as the characters. It's just horrendous. But overall, Rodan, very solid movie. I thought it was a lot of fun to watch. Not as scary as Godzilla, didn't bring that fear factor, but I think that's because the animals were not out to destroy. They were out to just live their normal lives, and do the things that their species are called to do. Feed, mate, things of that nature. I thought throwing in the Megaguirus larva as a pre-monster was a good touch, because what that did was, during the build-up to lead to Rodan, you got these monsters that the humans have to deal with that are very violent and can kill humans in a very nasty way. And there were a couple of scenes with them in humans. Not only the man who got lacerated in the mine, but when they actually surfaced, and you just saw, like, there was one scene where they just had this man, and they kind of... it was kind of funny because it's fake now. But I'm sure at that time it was not, you know, it was probably like, whoa, that's pretty big. So... But yeah, I thought it was a good movie. Definitely a classic. The ending was kind of funny for me because it's an older movie, so you know that the Rodan monsters are on like wires. So when they were diving into the lava, it just kind of looked funny because, you know, you could tell it's fake, and they're kind of like flipping over and they're just diving down. But it was you know, the purpose of the ending for both of them diving in was one couldn't live without the other. And I thought that was a kind of dramatic, a nice little dramatic touch to an end of a monster who was just trying to do what it normally does. So Rodan, very good movie. I'm looking forward to watching more classic kaiju films. You can expect them up normally Wednesday. And that's it. That's it. So Rodan, very good movie. I did enjoy it. And that's that. I'll see you guys next time for more kaiju movie reviews. This is Rob signing off for E.T.N, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Take it easy.
Thank you for watching E.T.N. Don't forget to subscribe and join the Nation Facebook page.